festival, so very happy about that. Performed in Timmins last night, and boy, a second show. I was like, that is exciting. I'm hoping to get on a second show, and I told Rick, like, you know, if you get me on a second show, I'll do my best. I won't drink the night before, I'll be on time, and I actually will not suck. I promise I will not suck. Let me come on the show anyway. That joke works better when it's those 20-something guys I hang out with. Let me on the show. But yeah, definitely want to tell the Rotary Club thanks for having us, and Rick for booking me. Not one or two nights. I've raised a glass to his health, but this is just water, so much for that. My mistake. I quit drinking about a year ago, so comedy's a lot different when I'm sober. And so was Christmas, let me tell you. It turns out I'm as obnoxious when I'm sober as when I'm drinking. I still flirt with my brothers-in-law, I still rattle up the kids and walk away. I still get uncles talking about trans rights and then just leave them to it. They go crazy. Turns out I learned two things this Christmas. I don't need booze to have a good time, and I'm the reason my family still drinks. And like Rick said, I've been mostly doing stand-up comedy in Sudbury, so you folks know just another mining town, another Northern Ontario town. It's always me and a bunch of 20-something guys in these seedy bars, basements, awful open mics. So this is very special. You know, you folks paid to be here, have a nice meal, very, very glad. Thanks for coming out. I mean, what a beautiful round of applause for yourselves. Oops. When I usually hang around with those guys, it's pretty grim. You know, they come out of their parents' basement to complain about how hard life is. For them. Oh my God. I go on up behind them and complain about how soft they are. They're never really sure why I'm always hanging around. They say things like, gee, you know, maybe she's a cougar. She's hanging around with us all the time. I don't really identify with that label. No, I think of myself more as a Siberian tiger. But it's usually just me and the boys, you know, it's a fun hobby. I'm always the only chick on the lineup, so I pretty much just announce myself, tonight included. I am your eye candy for the evening, folks, so here it is. Oh, I always apologize, though. It's a bit like that Halloween candy you find around Easter time. Back in the closet. A little bit old, dry. Still sweet. I had a fellow up front one time ask me, gee, how old is this Halloween candy? I said, well, sir, my last birthday, I turned 35. The day before I was diagnosed with dyslexia, so you that was a fun birthday, actually, my last birthday. I went ahead and got myself a tattoo, not just any tattoo. I decided it'd be a little risky and get a tramp stamp, ladies, you know what I'm talking about, right? A little fancy tattoo of the crack of your head. I got me one. Wasn't anyone's name, though. It was more a set of instructions. What was that? Yeah, in a really fancy font right over the crack of my ass. It says, thermocare heat wrap, place here. One of my nieces wanted to take me out to see the strippers for my birthday, my last birthday. Her and her girlfriends, they're always going to see the women strippers. They're like, hey, Auntie Leslie, come with us. Oh, we're going to see the strippers. I'm just like, well, now you gals go on ahead without me. If I want to see a 21-year-old woman losing all traces of self-esteem and zest in her life, I'll just look at my wedding day photos. I've had lots of fun adventures recently in the last year doing stand-up comedy. I got to do stand-up comedy at a bachelor party in the summer. That was fun. It was weird. There was a bit of a roast battle too. Have you ever heard of like a roast battle where you just trade insults back and forth all night? Not my idea of fun. I kind of want to do a compliments battle sometime. I suggested that. Yeah, just trade compliments back and forth all night, or as I would also call it, foreplay. But at this bachelor party, I got a few digs in. I was fine. I knew the groom from way back. They had me jump out of a cake, so I was check that off. I refused to jerk off the wedding party, though. No, I drew the line there. There's 12 of them. I don't even care about them. I was doing stand-up comedy at Poutine Fest in Sault Ste. Marie. That was a neat little event. And I told my dad, we ought to come on down for that. I said, Dad, they're having a Poutine Fest in Sault Ste. Marie. You should come on down. He says, a Poutine Fest in Sault Ste. Marie? What the hell kind of communist they got up there? It's like, they could be great. I'm like, no, Dad. It's like all you can eat. All you can eat. He says, oh, and all you can eat Poutine Fest? Well, why didn't you say so? I'd go for that. Oh, yeah, got his attention on that one. And also, recently I was able to perform for the church, so that was pretty sweet. Okay. Now, this is kind of girl guy church, so it's not exactly. But I learned a thing or two from those gals, let me tell you. Ooh, preteen girls. They like a dick joke just as much as the rest. Yeah, learned a thing or two, so I'll go that later. I decided I would try and dress up fancy for you this evening. Kind of a fancy event, and one of my best outfits. It was actually my clown costume when I used to host children's birthday parties back in the day. This old get up. I pretty much just spent Saturday afternoons making suggestive balloon animals and single dads uncomfortable. I mean, can you imagine? It's a lot of this. Sometimes. And back then, I mean, I was looking for a single dad, and I said, single dad? Some nice fella. It was Cedric's favorite broke aging divorcee for a while, so I was on the prowl. You never believe it. Not telling the truth. Making up lots of stories, lots of memories. It was pretty wild. I was out on a date one time with this fellow called the Opportunistic. I thought, wow, someone I'm dating who knows the meaning of the word opportunistic can use it in a sentence. What do you know, buddy? No, I mean, I wasn't looking for a meal ticket back then, and honestly, I was mostly just looking for my next meal. You know how folks, if they're down on their luck, they'll carry a sign that says, "Will work for food"? Well, I wouldn't want to be super misleading and use the word work. On my sign, it would have said something more like, "Will suck for chicken wings." But also, you know, I was dating so many fellas, bringing them home to dinner, that sort of thing. I started calling myself polyamorous. I thought it sounded a little more fancy than just plain old slutty. And my sisters have young kids, and there's this one nephew in particular. I thought, boy, we better figure something out. He did ask that one time, "Hey, Mommy, is it too much to be a bit of a floozy?" And my sister said, no, honey, we're calling that polyamorous now. Just cut it down. A couple of years later, I got into it with this kid. Boy, he was loving wearing a mask during COVID. He thought it was fantastic. He was always going around saying, "Look at my mask, I'm a ninja, I'm Batman." I'm like, "You're annoying." So I think wearing a mask stinks. He says, "Oh no, mine smells like hot chocolate. Great gosh, really, so happy." I just rolled my eyes and I said, "Kid, my mask always just smells like weed and cum." It's rough over here. My sister heard that, she yelled across the room, "God damn it, I steal your pot." And I said, "What?" I just told him my mask was smelling like cheese and gum. What did you hear? Somebody's got a dirty mind. So I don't know. But yeah, when I was trying to find a sweet man back then, you know, I almost ended up at a swingers club. That was crazy. I saw a sign on the door of a bar that said swingers club. So I marched right in there and I said, "Tell me more about this swingers club." Bartender just rolled her eyes at me and she says, "It's swing, you idiot, like dance." I said, "Oh, yeah, that makes a lot more sense." The poster specifically said no partner needed, so I was like, I'm going to get in there with that. But the dating scene, you know, is separate. I didn't ever have an online dating profile. I kind of, you know, didn't need it. I was getting out enough to do stand-up comedy, that sort of thing. But I did figure if I ever got back into dating, I would definitely get myself an online dating profile. I have a whole strategy in mind. I wanted to pretend I was into rough sex and
trying to date a cop. Just so I could handcuff him to his own headboard and beat the shit out of him. Tell him, you know why. But not all cops, of course. Not all cops. I'll make sure you get a real douchebag. Work out perfectly for me. So we'll see. But I mean, my dating years are behind me now. Don't really have to worry about that sort of thing because I did find myself a real sweetheart, a real sweet fella. He actually used to live in Chapleau for 10 years. You probably know him. But he was my high school sweetheart for a while. We hooked up again, and it's been just lovely ever since. You know, we're old now, so I don't know what to call him. Should I call him my partner? Just maybe a boyfriend? I don't know. My girlfriend, she calls her partner her significant other, but she shortens it to SO. So I thought, oh, I can try that one. So we were out one time, I just pointed to him next to me and said, he's with me, he's SOL. So what? Some people are accusing me of finding myself a sugar daddy, and I'm like, maybe just always learn that. He's not. But a real nice fella. You know, he's the type of guy, if you're out at breakfast and you got a wobbly table, he'll just sit on that the whole time, put his leg on it, arm on it, whatever he needs to keep that table steady. I guess what I'm trying to say is my boyfriend's dead weight. He's definitely a man of few words. I was trying to share my drink with him the other day. He said, oh, try this, honey, it's new, you'll like it, you might like it. He says, what is it? I said, it's called bubble tea. And he just says, as a way of saying, keep your snotty drink to yourself. Bubble tea, you don't have it in Chapleau yet, it's coming. You'll hate it. Oh, yeah, and he was thrilled to hear that I was going to be doing stand-up comedy in Chapleau. So he's like, hey, if you're from Chapleau, oh, it's too bad you don't do anything in French. And I said, excuse me? What about all that kissing I've been doing? I've definitely been doing something in French. And also, every time I go down on him and I swallow, I do that en français. Because the girl guides told me it's way classier if you swallow, and it's even classier still if you swallow in French. So, yeah, those girl guides found with the preteen girls. Yeah, so yeah, my fun guy, reunited high school sweetheart. Romance, good. It's good. And also the other thing that kept me out of the dating scene, ladies and gentlemen, in 2020 and then once again in 2022, I became a grandmother, so the family's growing, very sweet, wonderful. Things have been happening. It's official now, folks. I am now a gift. It stands for Grandma I like to fondle, though. Yes. Apparently I shouldn't have time for fucking anymore if I'm going to be a proper nana. So. I often wonder if I'm being a proper nana. My daughter asked me one time, she says, oh my God, the baby's constipated. What did you do when we were kids? And I was like, oh, I can't remember. I don't know. I just blurted out, we'll give them 2 Corona and a Happy Meal. It always cleaned to me right out. The 4-year-old is getting to that age now where he's trying to write letters. He's practicing letters. It's working out pretty well for him. He can do an O. He can do an L. He can even do an R for his name. He can't pronounce it, but he can try it. And he's having fun with it, drawing an X. He's telling me all the different ways. He can go up and down and side and side, and 2 markers, whatever. How do you draw an X, man? I just said, you know, I never really thought of them. Yeah, if I was going to draw an X, well, it would definitely be a stick figure. With a scowling face, big old beer belly, and tiny little penis. That's how I do it. My family, never mind, kid. My daughter heard that, she's like, oh, you ever do a comedy album, you're going to have to call it Petty Woman. My grandson asked me one time, he says, Nana, why are you so angry? And I thought, oh, who gave him that idea? I said, angry? What are you talking about? And he just reached up and touched my forehead. I'm like, oh, wonder when he's gonna come over here next. But it just melted my heart. He says, "Oh, don't worry, man. You're still a very petty woman." So that's just made it all better. He's a sweetheart. And I mean, him and that naughty nephew of mine, the one that noisy Halloween. These kids with all their animal trivia. I figure, one of these days, tell those naughty boys, man's dirty animal humor fact they can tell at school for show and tell animal trivia. And I'll share that all with you tonight. So you can bring that home to your kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews. It's just about the fact that everyone knows dolphins apparently are the very horniest animals of the sea. Have you ever heard that one? I'm sure you've heard dolphins actually like sex. Turns out octopus are terribly kinky as well. Who knew? They mate for life, and they're able to do that because they keep it interesting. Octopus, apparently they do some sort of thing where it's like one in the pink, one in the stink, 6 in the egg, folks. So